Remote driving system activated.
Wait! Which side of the road is it?
For God's sake, just drive.
Okay, calm down. Woo! Let's go!
So that was a clip from the highly anticipated Marvel action film Black Panther, which opens tonight. With more on this and other new releases, I want to bring in Richard Crouse, film critic and host of Pop Life. Richard, good morning to you.
Nice to see you.
So this movie, even before it opened, has received so much attention.
Yep.
What makes this different from your average, I'll call it, superhero film?
Well, there's a couple of things. This is, we've seen the character Black Panther before in the Avengers films, but this is the standalone. And I like that it takes place in a fictional country called Wakanda, by and large, not entirely, but mostly. And it creates a whole new mythology, creates the origin story of Black Panther. Spider-Man doesn't come swinging in to come to the rescue. It is that story. But beyond all that, beyond the action, beyond all the stuff that you expect from one of these big movies, and it does have all that, and it's a fairly simple story. Vibranium is the world's most precious asset. Wakanda has a whole lot of it, and a bad guy wants it, and if he gets it, the world could end. So Black Panther, who was also the king of Wakanda, has to stop the bad guy. It's, you know, good and evil. It's the simple stuff that all these movies are made of. What makes this movie interesting is it reflects back directly on the last couple of years in Hollywood, or few years in Hollywood, where we've been talking about diversity in casting, where we have been talking about representation on screen, where we have been talking about the kinds of issues that this movie faces head-on, race. The idea that Wakanda is this nation, an African nation, that is never been colonialized, that is powerful, that has this thing that everybody wants, this vibranium, and is trying to figure out its place in the world. So it's got the action, it's got great characters, Chadwick Boseman, who we've seen and be so great in movies like 42, where he played Jackie Robertson, James Brown in Get On Up, and then Thurgood Marshall in the movie Marshall. Here he is a commanding presence as Black Panther. Michael B. Jordan as the bad guy will bring a tear to your eye because of his motivations. I think this is a movie that's actually about something.
Okay.
And that is what I think makes it so strong. So for me, it's a 4.5 out of 5-star
Wow,
movie.
I cannot wait to see how it does at the box office.
It's on track to make about $165 million this weekend, which is the kind of air that only Harry Potter breathes, really.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and
Okay.
Batman. Yeah.
Early Man.
Early Man. So Aardman, if you know Wallace and Gromit, if you saw Chicken Run, Flushed Away, any of those movies, you know the work of Aardman. They are a stop-motion animation company, so they painstakingly move these little figurines a quarter of a centimeter, frame by frame, to create these movies. And I love them. I think that they have a real organic feel to them. They feel real. They feel handmade. There's a real soul to them. I like them. I have loved all the Aardman movies. I liked this one a lot. I didn't love it. Okay. It's the story of early man, prehistoric man, and they invent soccer. It's essentially what happens. It's history. It's not a history lesson. It's all about humor. It is funny. It's silly. I think kids will like it. I'm not exactly sure if this is one of the ones that you're going to sit back and watch over and over and over again. But, you know, a couple of times in the theater, there's worse ways to spend an afternoon.
Okay. I like that claymation, too.
Yeah,
It takes me back to the days of Davy and Goliath.
Absolutely.
All right. Now, really, do I have to say the title of this last movie?
I've been looking forward to this all day. Tell me, what other movie would you like to speak of today?
Really? It's Poop Talk?
Poop Talk.
Okay.
It's a documentary it is a documentary about essentially what happens in the smallest room of your home. And it's a bunch of famous comedians. Adam Carolla is in here. Camille Nanjiani, who's nominated for an Oscar this year for The Big Sick. Dr. Drew Pinsky is in here. And they're all telling stories and sort of contextualizing what happens, you know, when we do the things that we all do sometimes. And, you know, this movie will probably be best suited for those who look at the poop emoji as the epitome of high art. You might get something out of it that way. But, you know, the thing that separates us isn't politics or religion. It's our ability to share stories about pooping. And in this movie, they do a great job of it. It's one of those weirdo kind of documentaries that comes around every once in a while, and you think, who would make this movie? And then you watch it and you go, actually, you know what, it's pretty good. So I gave it 3 out of 5 stars.
I don't know if we needed this film, but you're the critic. This is your world,
this is
so
my world.
I defer to you.
I put this on the list just so that you would have to say that on
just
television.
so I squirm and be uncomfortable. Richard Crouse, film critic and host of Pop Life. Your resume keeps growing.
It does.
Richard, thank you so much.